that I truly believe every single home should have. I have a power station at my house. I will be transparent that it is a different brand. It is less powerful than what you see here, but I absolutely am so thankful that I picked up on it when I did, because while it's been a handful of instances where I've lost power, this has come in handy. Most recently this summer, I lost power for 3 days, and thankfully, my power stations were able to keep the 3 fridges on that I have at home. Now, I have a couple of these, and that's what I was able to use to do that, and I did have to recharge them in between. But the recharge time on a power station like this, you would look at it and you'd think, okay, that's what, like 10, 12 hours to recharge? No, maybe more like 2 hours and 7 minutes to be exact. That's all it's gonna take to be able to recharge this station back up. It is an absolute must-have, and there's a lot to dive into. What I want you to know, though, that this is the most powerful power station from Halo that we have ever offered. In fact, when we offered this last year, the size was the same, however, the power was less. So you are getting the same size with even more power now, and a lot more power. You are looking at 1,800 watt hours and 2,400 watts. We're gonna dive into why all of that is important, but 8.5 million people have picked up on Halo products here at QVC. It's a brand that you know, you love, and you trust when it comes to power, and of course, they've made it here for us in some pretty cool colors. This one is exclusive. This blue color option that you see, 125 remain, and that is it. And then we also have the gray, which is what you see below here. But this is actually called black. So this is going to be the black option that you see. Just 5 dozen that remain here. The wheels that are on it make it super easy to be able to take around. There's also going to be an extended handle on this as well that will lift up, that will allow for you to be able to wheel this so easily, and you are going to be able to power more things than ever because this is most powerful. Normally it would be $1,730. Today it's $300 less than that at $1,429.98, or 5 easy payments of $286. However, if you want to use your Q card, we have 18 months special financing. That means if you pay for this in full within those 18 months, all you need to do is make your minimum payment every single month and then pay for it within full in that 18 months time. There is no interest whatsoever. That is less than $80 a month to bring this power station home. And I am telling you that you are going to be so grateful the first time that you pull this out to use it. But it's not just about emergencies. I use my power stations every single day. I'll explain why in a little bit. But first, why don't we bring in Sarah Cotalesi, who has been bringing Halo to us for 12 years now? Longer?
12, yeah.
12 years now.
Yes. It's pretty amazing when you think that we started with a tiny lipstick-sized charger in August in 2012. And now, here we are with a 2,400 watt power station.
Okay.
So this is pretty amazing. I have it on wheels. This weighs 58 pounds. So why we love it, it's incredibly easy to move, because maybe your idea of the emergency is in the living room. Maybe it's the kitchen. Maybe it's the bedroom.
Yeah.
Maybe it's making sure that you have all the juice that you need to get you through a tailgate. This handle is going to allow you to take it anywhere that you need it to go.
I have literally used it in every situation that you just said.
Yeah.
I have used my power station to power up fans in the summer when we were out of power for 3 days, and it was the only thing that was able to keep us cool. I have used it when we went to the Eagles tailgate, and it's become our power station for everybody.
Sure. Yep.
It's also what was able to run some appliances that we brought with us there to be able to really have like the ultimate tailgate.
That's awesome.
I have used this in the living room and ran extension cords from either side to be able to run fridges. It has a lot of power. So let's start there.
Okay.
That 1,800 milliwatt hour.
Just watt hours.
Watt hours.
Watt hours.
I'm thinking like the small one, milliwatt. Yeah, no, these are watt hours.
Yeah, watt hours.
What is that versus the 2,400 watts?
Absolutely, I love this question. So whenever you see watt hours, the higher the number means the longer run times that you're going to get for whatever it is that you're plugging in.
Got it.
So that's what I love. This is the most powerful in terms of our watt hours at 1,800 watt hours. What does that mean to you? You can run a full-size refrigerator for over 35 hours on one charge.
That's a long time.
Yeah, a CPAP machine over 33 hours, which is amazing. So let's talk about that second number, which is 2,400 watts. That means, again, the highest that we've ever added to any of our power stations, which means that you can plug in more items than ever before. So what we love here is there's 12 ports, charging ports and power ports on here from 4 of our grounded outlets. These are 120s right here. Next to that, we have our USB-C and our USB-A. Next to that, we have our DC charger. So if you're in the camping world or RV world, you're gonna absolutely love that. But keep in mind, this is only the beginning, because now, like to your point, Justin, you can add an extension cord and run more items as well. And then we also have our wireless charging on top. So the 3 big wows on this one is most powerful runtime, most powerful watts that we've ever given you. The fact that we have that integrated wheels and carrying handle, and then also to your point, this entire unit from 0 to 100, not 0 to 80. That's a lot of, you know, charging
a lot of companies
points.
will use that.
Yeah, they'll say 0 to 80, but no, this is 0 to 100 in just 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I actually had, when there was a hurricane down in Florida, which is where my future in-laws live, they messaged me the day before it was about to make landfall, and they said, we know you have those power stations. Can you ship it? We'll pay for the shipping. We can't get anything down here. And it literally broke my heart to say, well, these can't go onto a plane. It uses ground shipping. So the answer, unfortunately, was no. Don't be in that situation where you wish that you picked up on it. We had 3 colors. We've already lost one. We have our last remaining in these 2 colors that we have, one of which has like 5 dozen to it, and that's it. You don't want to be in this situation where you say, gosh, I wish when Justin and Sarah were presenting that, I picked up on it because I would use it now. When you bring this at home, even if it sits around for the next 2 months, I'll tell you what, that one time you use it, it's the best money that you've ever spent. We have a video that will walk you through all of the different features of this, so I'd love to play that and talk to maybe some of the use cases in which we would use this.
Of course. This becomes part of your plan. So a lot of times when you have that plan in place, everything just kind of makes you feel better, right? When you know that you can turn to it. So again, we have so many great ideas with this, both charging and power points. Power ports, again, wireless charging on the top as well. It's 58 pounds. So we love the fact that we have the built-in wheels and that carrying handle, because now you can move it wherever you need. Your idea of an emergency might be getting that extra day of work done if you have to work in, you know, make a home office. But what if it means that you or your loved ones will get to stay in their home in the event of a power outage, because now you can run a medical device. Our CPAP machine for up to 33 hours continuously. But you know you don't run that continuously. You only use it when you're sleeping, right? So now all of a sudden you're getting multiple days. We're talking about the longest run times ever to a refrigerator, the largest appliance in your house, up to 35 hours. Perfect. We love having that to be able to say it, but this is also something, if you think about this as an insurance policy, it's one that you can enjoy as well. We want you to utilize this. We want you to take it tailgating. We want you to take it outside. We want you to take this where you don't currently have power. If you are working on a home project and you need power to run a power drill or something, you can bring this outside. But again, you think about what is this going to run in your home. I think it's probably easier to say what isn't this going to run at home. And in my home, the only thing that it does not work with is my gas power dryer, because that runs on a 220 line in your home. Everything else is 120, and that's why we love it. So again, it's safe to say, you know, 99% of the things in your home you're going to be able to, you know, use with your power station. You know,
I have used my power station before to run power tools in my backyard. My backyard I have one outlet and it's already spoken for. Like I've got lights that are in there. I've got now I can't think of the name of it, but like my mosquito catcher in there. Thank you. I was going to call it a Duraflame, and I knew that wasn't right. My Dynatrap that's in there, and so those plugs are taken up and they're done. I can roll this directly to the back. So when I was building my garden, I built raised garden beds, and I was cutting everything. this is what I was able to use, was a power station just like this
Yeah.
to be able to do that. And it wasn't a long extension cord. I didn't need to plug it inside, leave the door open,
Yeah.
lock up the dog in order to do it. Instead, I brought this exactly. You're bringing the power to where you need it.
Yep.
So for the everyday use, it's fantastic.
Yep.
For the emergency use, it's a must-have. And the refrigerator, I have 3 of them at my house. We stock up on meat like crazy. Anytime
Yeah,
that we
for
see it's on
sure,
sale,
right?
goes right into the chest
Yeah.
freezer. If I lost my chest freezer in my basement,
Yeah.
easily, probably $1,500 of meat I would place a guess on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Would be gone.
And the same thing is, and I'm sure, you know, you remember this growing up. I remember it growing up when a storm was coming. My mom would say, let's go to the store. Let's go to the store
Yep.
and stock up. What do you want in case we lose power?
Yep,
What do you want to
exactly.
be snowed in, right? I did the same thing with my kids in their growing up years. So now, assume that this is fully loaded, you know, both the freezer and the refrigerator. It is off right now. So Jessica, can I ask, can you plug
Yeah.
this into the front right here? I think you could probably reach it a little
Yeah,
better than
no
I
problem.
can.
So I'll just
So
come
again,
right
you
up here.
lift up the port and you plug that in, and as soon as you plug that in, all of a sudden now
Oh,
you
now the
see,
beer's getting cold.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, you can see that the lights are on in there. So all of a sudden, that's how people say, like, how do you use this? You get it home, you charge it. We include that cable for you. Again, 0 to 100 is just 2 hours and a little bit more. But then you plug in anything that you need plugged in.
Okay, so now let's talk about that front panel.
Yeah.
Because when I use my power station, the one thing that I become almost obsessive with,
Yeah.
and it's almost like a little game, is watching this
Yeah.
panel to see. And this is the perfect example right now, where the fridge in this moment isn't pulling a lot of power.
Yeah.
And we can see that because otherwise we would be able to see the watts that it's taking up, right?
Right. So really, your refrigerator, as big as that is, it's probably one of the things that pulls the least amount of watts in your home. It should be anywhere from like 150 to maybe 250, depending on what you're looking at. So right here, yep, we are on right now.
Yep, but the fridge went into like its hibernation
Yep.
mode. It's hit the temperature needed. When I open it up and it starts to turn everything on
Yep.
again, that's
You could-
where now you see
Yeah.
it brought it up to that 163.
And here's the thing, when we quote times as run times, 35 hours to a full-size refrigerator, it's continuous, but
Right.
your refrigerator right now is not running continuously. It only runs when it needs to manage the temperature. If you were sitting there trying to cool the neighborhood, as you know, our parents used to say
Yeah.
growing up, you know, and all of a sudden now it's not as cool as it could be, your refrigerator is going to run to lower those temps. So
Right.
just think about that. That 1,800 watt hours that we have means it's the longest run times that we've been able to quote and provide for you. So what it means is longer run times to keep you in your home longer. It's going to run for days. But next to that, I have a microwave plugged in as well. So again, that same food.
You can do a microwave?
You can, because not all power is made the same. So this one is more than capable of handling anything with a heating element as well. So again, your food is...
I'm sorry to pause you for a second, but
Yeah.
that's huge.
It's huge.
The power station that I have,
Yeah.
the heating elements
Yeah.
would kill the entire station
Yeah.
in about 30 minutes, depending on the wattage. Because my wattage is not nearly as powerful as what this is.
Yes.
2400 is the most power we've ever offered in a Halo power station.
Yep.
It's significantly bigger than last year's. So we've been able to give you the same size, but increase that battery. And
Yeah.
what does that mean for you? Now that means that in that emergency, if you want to have a hot meal, you can literally microwave it.
Yep.
If you want to make a cup of coffee, you can do so with your Keurig. You can live your everyday life even in those emergencies.
Yep.
I just want to remind everyone that we have 2 colors that are available. This one is the blue, and the blue is exclusive to us here at QVC.
Yeah.
And there's just 55 that remain there, and then it is gone. Then up front, nope, we have 125 here. Sorry, 125 here. 55 remain in the black, and that's the one that is up front.
Yeah.
Either way, as I'm doing the math in my head, there's less than 200 of these
Yep.
that go around. And I believe that we started with 2,900 of these.
We did just about a week ago. So it's kind of crazy when you think about this is that all year power stations, that all year solution. We just have
Right.
to be in the dead of winter right now. And you truly can't turn on the news without thinking, you know, is it a storm? Is it the snow? Is it the ice? Is it storms, you know, out west? Is it, you know, wildfires? Is it rolling blackouts? Is it just because one day your power didn't turn on. That is your solution. So again, yeah, we started with that number just last week. And to your point earlier, like, it's part of your plan. You're gonna get this home, and when something happens, you're covered. So I'll say this too, prior to you owning a power station, did you own a generator?
I did not. Well, no, because I was too fearful of having to. I know how they work. I've run them before in the past. I didn't want to have a gas tank just sitting in my garage, which is waiting. I didn't want to have to keep going out to refilling it. I didn't want to have to run cables from outside because that's not going inside. The gas is going to be outside.